Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Naming conventions for events and functions in programming. Naming conventions are crucial in programming as they enhance the readability and maintainability of code. When it comes to event handling and function naming, following consistent conventions can make understanding the flow of the program easier for yourself and others. Here's a comprehensive guide on naming conventions for events and functions, along with code examples. General guidelines. 1. Descriptive names. Use meaningful names that convey the purpose of the function or event. 2. Verb-noun structure. Functions often represent actions, so start with a verb followed by a noun, example handleclickbutton. 3. Camelcase or snake_case. Choose a consistent casing style, camelcase, snake_case, and stick with it throughout your code base. 4. Prefix/suffix for events. Use prefixes or suffixes to indicate that a function is handling an event. Common prefixes include on, handle, or trigger. 5. Avoid abbreviations. Unless they are widely understood, avoid abbreviations that can confuse others. 6. Contextual naming. When working within a specific context, like a class or module, the names can be more concise since the context provides clarity. Examples of naming conventions. 1. Event handler naming. For event handlers, you typically use the on prefix to indicate that the function will be triggered by an event. Example asterisk. In this example, the function onButtonClick clearly indicates that it handles the click event of a button. 2. Form handling functions. For functions that handle form submissions, you can use a combination of the action and the context. Example asterisk. Here, handle form submit indicates that this function is responsible for processing the form submission. 3. State change events. When dealing with state changes, consider using the on prefix to indicate the state that is changing. Example asterisk. In this example, handle input change makes it clear that this function deals with input changes. 4. Custom events. When creating custom events, use a verb that describes the action and the target entity. Example asterisk. Here, trigger user logged in clearly indicates that this function is responsible for triggering a user login event. Summary of naming conventions. 1. Event handlers. Use on or handle as a prefix. Example, onButtonClick, handle form submit. 2. State change functions. Use descriptive verbs. Example, handle input change. 3. Custom events. Use verbs that describe the action. Example, trigger user logged in. 4. Maintain consistency. Stick to a chosen naming convention throughout your code base. By adhering to these naming conventions, you will improve the clarity of your code and make it easier for others, and yourself, to understand the purpose of your functions and event handlers.